Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Making the Most of HOP. My name is Caroline Cartwright and I work for Hertfordshire Local Enterprise Partnership. And I'm head of skills and I work in the skills and careers team. Yeah, really pleased to be running this webinar. I've been meaning for a long time to do a bit of a recorded webinar on making the most of HOP and all the different areas of it to support career search and employment and making an informed decision about future careers. We've had about 50 people register, which is great. So just a bit of logistics. My colleague Philippa is in the background. So any questions that you have, she'll be keeping an eye on that, and if my technology go wrong, she'll be letting me know. So using GoToWebinar, so it's recording live, which is good, and I quite like GoToWebinar because it goes to makes a YouTube video really nicely. So we'll be putting it on our YouTube video. You have a menu bar. So if you in the chat, I think I've left you a little message in the chat actually about logging on to HOP. So I'll explain that in a moment. But yeah, chat and put any comments or any observations in there. That would be great. And then also we have a questions tab. So any questions, I'll probably go through most of it, but then any questions, Philippa can either answer in the background or we can go to questions. You can come on screen if you want. I can make you see your video, but you don't have to do that. So it should only be about 30 minutes, but we'll see how it goes. So perfect. I'll just give you a little bit of background to HOP, but whilst I'm doing that, if you go to, what would be useful is to have a really good play on HOP while you're watching this. And if you go to the login at the top right hand of the website, which you can see here, then log in and sign up to HOP, because that means you can do really good things like save search terms, so that HOP emails you alerts when jobs and apprenticeships and courses come up. And also you can share with people jobs, and you can save all the jobs that you're interested in, so you can go back to it later. So just a bit of an overview of HOP Job Opportunities Portal. So it's been a thought for many years that we have so many amazing careers in Hertfordshire, so many incredible opportunities with our employers, and so many different ways to get there from school or as an adult. So HOP is for everyone. It's for all our employers, and it's for all of our schools, and for our colleges and our university, and it's for every one of our residents, because you can use HOP at any point in your career. And we just wanted one place to bring everything together, which we're really pleased with how it's evolved. And we really do believe that that is what it's doing. It's helping our employers to connect with young people and adults, and just really close to them as well. We want HOP to be a portal to enable people to sort of look at opportunities really close to where they live. So yeah, HOP is, I expect, here to stay now. So it's got really good take up by the county. We get thousands of views monthly. So, and just to let you know, it has a platform behind it called Signed Up Skills. You might see Signed Up Skills in some of the writing, and that's a really good platform which has APIs running through it. So we can, there's lots of jobs and courses and apprenticeships on HOP, and I don't need to do, and we don't need to do anything about that. They're live feeds coming through in all those areas. So I'll explain that in a moment. So just before I start going through some of the areas of HOP, if we go to login, just so I can show you, there's the signed up, which I talked about. So if you join signed up, that enables you to set up a HOP account, and I've already signed up. So I'll log in here. The email address is we don't actually see that, so it's private, that is. But we do we speak to you in other ways with email addresses. So we can send you weekly career bulletins. So I'll explain that at the end. But when you log in, you'll see these icons appear here. So we have here, let me just move my bar, where you have my account, notifications, my opportunities, and HOP. So under notifications, this is, for example, you can save search terms, which I'll show you in a moment. And these are the search terms which have pinged across to me. So that will make more sense in a moment. And then also, if I go back to notifications, oh no, sorry, go back. Bear with me one moment. Oh, need to go back in. And my opportunities is where I need to go. This is where you can save favorites. I've got nothing in here at the moment, and also you can save searches, which means it will ping you alerts when new opportunities arrive. So I'm going to go back to that in a moment when I'm going to go through HOP and show you what I mean by that. So everyone sign in to start with. Right, HOP. What I want to start with is HOP at its core. It's what essentially is a job search tool. So obviously it's a huge amount of information on here, but I'm going to go back to what sort of information it holds. But at its core, it searches and gives really up-to-date information on all the apprenticeships in our county, all the jobs, and lots and lots and lots of different courses, further education courses, adult courses, qualifications that you might need in a certain sector. So if I start there, I'm going to go to here. And as this week is English Tourism Week, did you know? I'm going to spend all my time looking for opportunities in the hospitality and the tourism sector. So if I start with courses, let's go to unclick or unpop courses. Oh, no, we don't want that up. If we put in tourism, oh, we need to spell properly. Chef, hospitality, travel, leisure. I think I might do that. So put in as many keywords as you can related to that sector, and then you can also search within a mile of your postcode, or over 15 miles. And I've got the centre of the county there. Let's see what that brings up. So all the courses, these are courses that a training provider or a college have registered with the Education Skills and Funding Agency. So these are all the courses that are on the National Career Service, and they just all feed through to us on HOP, and that's a good one. So a 14 to 16-year-old Young Chefs Academy, I'm going to favourite that one. Yeah, so as long as a college or a provider have got their information on the National Career Service, it feeds through into HOP, which is nice. So I live in Hemel, all my children do, and I'm going to look at some of these travel ones in near where I live. So if you click through, it gives you a bit more information on that qualification. So the length, the level, the course, how many weeks it is, type of study mode, who the provider is. And then if you're interested, you can go forward and you can go to West Herts College, that is, and you can enrol now, and that will take you onto West Herts College enrolment line. So you can also share that if you wanted to share it, and you can share it on Facebook or copy the link and show a colleague, or share on WhatsApp if you're on your smartphone. So if I go back, so yeah, that's the courses and qualifications. You see some of the schools come through there as well, because something like travel and tourism, not every school does it at A level, so it shows you sort of options. There are schools that are offering that. So I think, let me just open it a bit more to see what else we've got going on in Hertfordshire. Search. Actually, what I might do is pop hospitality on there as well. I've missed that. Oh. There you go. I have to keep on moving my bar. Find learning opportunities. Yeah, and I think we'll find a few more come through. I think I might spell hospitality wrong there, because there should be quite a lot. Yep, there you go, the double I. It is sensitive, the keyword search, so let's have a look. Oh yes, here they all come now. As you can see, there's lots of adult courses in here as well, or young people. Anyone could do an Easter chocolate workshop. So yes, you've got lots of ones in the hospitality industry there, especially within chefing and cookery. The level 3 diplomas in hospitality supervision. I'm going to take a look at that one. Right, okay. What I wanted to do, flag on courses and qualifications is those courses and qualifications are ones that if a provider has registered them with the Education and Skills Funding Agency, but not all providers do that. So I would also, when you're looking for courses, always go down to our provider showcase as well. So in our provider showcase, what we want to do is celebrate all the providers across our county and some national providers in there who have got all different sorts of learning opportunities for our residents. So they may be colleges, they may be technical colleges like Elstree Screen Arts, they specialise in the creative industry. We've got ATAC there, they specialise in life sciences. We've got Step Skills who are specialising in adult skills. So yeah, so each one of these pages is an opportunity for that provider to sort of celebrate what they're all about. So as well as looking for courses on the course directory, I'd also go and look at different providers in our provider showcase as well. We pack it through with videos from them, examples of their provision, some stats, and also we have these lovely feeds that run through all of HOP of their current apprenticeships, which have their current courses as well. I think might come through. Yeah, those are the current courses at West Herts College. So I wanted to direct you to the provider showcase as well. So you know when you're searching for courses, to search in two different places there. Right, if I go back to our opportunities, I'm going to just touch on apprenticeships now. So if I put in hospitality apprenticeships, hospitality, did I spell that right? Travel, leisure apprenticeships. Let's have a look. So the apprenticeships that feed through, they will feed through if that apprenticeship is registered with the Find an Apprenticeship service. I've done everything there. Let me click off jobs and courses. Let's just look at apprenticeships. Yeah, so there's usually you find quite a lot in this industry. So yes, so these are ones that are coming through the Find an Apprenticeship service, and they will come through directly into HOP. So when I'm looking for apprenticeships, I always like to look for ones which have a good starting salary. These are quite low starting salaries. So I'd expect this to be for a very young person, probably just leaving school. So I did see some really lovely ones in here earlier. Let's see if I can find them. So that salary, I'd expect it to be for someone just leaving school into their first career. But the salaries which are into 13,000, I'm going to have a little look at that one. More into sort of, you know, they might have a bit of experience in that area. So if you click in, it then tells you a bit more about that apprenticeship. I think that's everyone active in Berkhamsted that is near me. Bit more about details about the employment, where the employer is, who the life training provider is, and it should be how to apply. You can apply there via the government site. So if I just go back, you can also, the map tool's really nice. You can look at all areas, all vacancies. This is jobs or courses through the map. So where you see a lot there, that's probably, there's one there. Or where you see these groups of two means there's a couple there, and it just breaks down. Again, you can save all these and take a look later. There you go. So what I also want to say about apprenticeships, though, is that we find, we're hoping this is going to change, but we find a lot of our employers also, well, they don't always use the Find an Apprenticeship service, which means their apprenticeship vacancies are not running through the core feeds. So what I say here, and we say, put a note here. Oh, hang on a second. Let me go back to jobs. So yeah, so our jobs feeds, I'm going to show you about apprenticeships in the jobs feeds, but our jobs feeds, we're using a company called Adzuna, and Adzuna, it's like Indeed, it sort of scrapes all the jobs across Hertfordshire. We've always got over 25,000 jobs in there, and they're always unique jobs, and it scrapes Reed or CV Library or the the job centres, or so it scrapes all the different jobs across Hertfordshire. So it's a really good way of seeing what's out there. But I just want to show you, if I put apprenticeship in there, how many more apprenticeships will come through the jobs feed. So if you're looking for an apprenticeship or working with someone looking for an apprenticeship, always look through the jobs feeds as well, because there is just a huge amount. So I know the police there, I know they're not advertising through the Find an Apprenticeship service, but look how many brilliant apprenticeships they've got there coming through. You can see a huge amount more, especially the large employers like KPMG. I know they're not advertising through the Find an Apprenticeship service, but they are coming through thick and fast in the jobs feeds. So it's a really good way of just getting a much broader reach to the amount of apprenticeships out there. See Green King there, those apprenticeships weren't in that last apprenticeship feed I did. So you often find internships coming through as well, which are really useful as well. Often work experience can be in there. Internships are really good for university, for example, people who need a placement year. A lot of them you'll find, oh dear, let me move that out of the way. You'll find a lot of the intern jobs coming through the jobs feed. So just a little tip to always checking the jobs feed for apprenticeship. Look, there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them. So, and then again, if I go to the jobs feeds, if we go back to travel and tourism and leisure and hospitality, oh, I always put two eyes in. Let's see this is jobs coming up 5 miles of there, St Albans that is, I think. There should be lots of options here for lots of different jobs within that industry. I think it's a really good tool for work experience as well. So when, especially through school or through the college or the university, you're looking for work experience, it's a good way to see what's close to you. A lot of them are part-time roles. Some of them, you can see I put hospitality, some odd ones will come through, engineering technician. So I expect what has happened in the job description, they've talked about hospitality or leisure. So, but you can see Rocket Hall there, be hundreds and hundreds of thousands of jobs there in the leisure industry. So it's a really good way. Look at a few. Oh dear, that keeps coming up. Save to my favorites. I was going to just tell you about doing unique search terms, and this is when you put it in one of these they're called quotes. So if you're looking for a really unique, so for example, I'm going to put Harry Potter in here because I know we've got lots of Harry Potter stuff going on in Hertfordshire. But if you're looking for a really specific, unique job or a specific company, it's quite useful to just put it in within, I don't know, I might have to do all of Hertfordshire because Harry Potter stuff is usually over the other side of the county. So let's have a look what Harry Potter brings up. Yeah, so you've got some of the Warner Brothers jobs coming through there. So they will have Harry Potter somewhere in the description of the job. And interesting, what Skanska coming up. I wonder if they're doing some work on Leavesden. So I've talked about creating a search alert. So creating a search alert means that perhaps something there isn't, you can't find what you're looking for, or you want Hop to send you an email alert whenever a new opportunity comes up. So you do that by, at the end of your search, you'll see this bar coming up here. Can't find what you're looking for, create a search alert. And if you clicked on that, that then has saved a search alert to my account. The search alert is jobs with Harry Potter in. Near the postcode that I put, you might want to do Hertfordshire wide. And that will then ping me, until I tell it to stop doing that, it will ping me when any opportunity is there relating to Harry Potter. So that is a useful tip if it's something there. Are you looking for degree apprenticeships perhaps, or graduate opportunities? Actually, on graduate opportunities, again, we don't have them specifically coming through, but again, if you just put graduate in there for jobs, it should bring up some good examples of graduate opportunities. Let's have a look there. Sports graduate, graduate teaching assistant, yeah, graduate management training at Hertfordshire County Council. That looks a lovely job for someone. Yes, so another tip as well for those, again, looking at what they want to do as a degree or have finished university or mid-20s, a really good way of seeing what graduate jobs are out there. So just another little tip. So that is the main jobs feed that I wanted to talk through with you. So that is just at the core of HOP. It's just a brilliant way of, a brilliant tool, a brilliant resource website for seeing what's available in Hertfordshire. But what I also want to do is show you some of the brilliant things we're doing in HOP to really zone in and some of our sectors and our industries. So we spent a lot of time polishing these, and they're always evolving, and these are our industry pages. So our Hertfordshire industries are those areas within Hertfordshire where we know there is large skills needs, plenty of jobs, plenty of opportunities and career pathways, and we want to be able to provide our residents with the resource to enable them to really explore those sectors. So we're currently on, I think we're on 13 industries, and we haven't got many more. We're going to do one on uniform services, I think, and one on supply chain, retail. I think we need to add that. Then we're almost there. Perhaps the RAF, actually that would come under uniform services. But just to show you what's in these, looking at hospitality and tourism, we just put information in there about careers in Hertfordshire linked to that sector. So it could be a really good tool for a job seeker or a student going through school to have this one place where they can really explore that industry. It'd be really helpful for going for job interviews, so you can do your research on the industry. Really helpful for for applying for university, doing a personal statement, so you look like you've done the research on that industry. We have some lovely short films where we filmed our residents talking about their career pathway. We talk about Hertfordshire and what that industry is in Hertfordshire. We have lovely posters across all of our industries, which, you know, they're just happy and they're visual. And I went to a primary school last week, and I did this in year 6, and they're really good across all ages, these posters. So they're really good if you're doing, I know on the call we've got a lot of careers leads and the National Career Service, and so these are really good to doing workshops, employability workshops. So you can download all of those. We also have, you know, all these links tell you into different job roles, which I'm going to go back to in a minute with our careers directory. These links take you through all the different training courses which are on HOP, all the different apprenticeships. We generally link back to the University of Hertfordshire, but also there's plenty of other higher education programmes. All of our colleges do higher education, a lot of our independent training providers do. So information on higher education, and then they always feed all these pages to our local jobs, local courses, and local apprenticeships. So on these pages, you can see on the sidebar there's lots of different information about the different areas of hospitality. So you can just do so much research about a sector using these career profiles. I wanted to pause and take you to another area of HOP where we have links to labour market information, and that's our careers directory. So our careers directory is where we host all of our job roles. So within the careers directory, we are linking to a resource called LMI for All. That's Labour Market Information for All, which is something that University of Warwickshire do. And the National Career Service use this as well. So it links to hundreds and hundreds of different job roles, and it tells you about the main tasks of that job role. Let's have a look. Let's click into one, chefs. So our careers directory will tell you about the average salary. Joe, this is slightly, because it'll be interesting to see. So this is 2020. So actually, it's probably it is out of date because we've had a bit of a rise in inflation. So these salaries will increase, but it gives you a good idea. You can compare the salaries to other job roles of an average salary in that area. It tells you about the main task and description of that job role, what qualifications you might want to consider doing, what chefs studied at higher education, UK prospects. We'd love all of our jobs to be on the increase. But that's really interesting, that is, and I expect that's a big hit of COVID. We don't want in the hospitality industry for people to see that, and hopefully that improves. But yeah, so that's particularly within chefs. So it tells you about the prospects of that job role. And then every one of these hundreds, we've got about 600 pages of these job roles, all linked to local courses, local apprenticeships, and local jobs. So it's really good for someone who's exploring careers to then see live opportunities. So if we have a look at some of the other areas, so staying on the theme of, you can see all the different job categories here on the right hand side. So we go back to tourism. Let's have a look on tourism. Yeah, so air travel assistance. Let's take a look at that. We do get asked that a lot actually on cabin crew. So let's take a look. Yeah, there's air travel assistance. It tells you about the role. Let's see what's coming through for Hertfordshire, what they may have studied. Travel and tourism would be the qualifications. Yeah, we've got some nice stuff coming through there for apprenticeships. I'm going to save that one to check out later. And cabin crew roles, Ryanair recruiting. I expect we've got quite a few of the airports on our doorstep, so they'll certainly want Hertfordshire residents to come and steal for their roles. So yeah, obviously a big surge in Ryanair roles there. But yeah, so every one of those hundreds of pages that we have in our careers directory links to local opportunity. So it really is a good resource. I'll show you where it is, careers directory, to use for labour market information. So do that. There you go. There's a summary of all the job categories. So I've taught you through the sector pages, and I've gone through half an hour already. I've spent a lot of time on HOP. Yeah, so we've talked through all the sector pages. Every one of those 13 pages we've got packed full of information. Talked through the opportunities. So a couple of other areas I just want to touch base on, and then I think we're almost done. I'll have a look to see if there's any questions. So it's full of resources, HOP is. So we've packed it full of how-tos and local programs and organisations that can help, and we've sort of categorised it into these main areas here. So we have a really good education and employment hub for anyone with a disability to give advice. We've got a really good hub if you're looking for work experience, decisions that you might make at 16, all about apprenticeships, decisions you might make at 18. And then if you've left education, we've got a really good job search and training hub. And then we've put everything together of resources for careers leaders, but actually that's resources for anyone offering careers advice. So that's a really good hub page. And also we've got for enterprise as well. The business startup page links to everything there is about starting your own business. So just to jump into a couple of these pages just to show you, we just really try and pile into these pages just local help. There's a lot of support out there across all areas of skills and careers and employment. There is no one who should ever get stuck because there is a support out there. There's so much of it. So we just want HOP to be there to direct people to the right place. They might have to put a bit of time in doing some research, but we're just really confident that HOP will get you there to someone who could help or an opportunity. So if we look at another one of the hubs, the work experience hub, we don't have work experience placements coming through HOP, and we probably won't actually, because services from people have a really good service, but we may look at it. But at the moment work experience placements don't come through HOP, but it's a really good resource. This is for those who are looking for work experience, to look at hints and tips on how to find it. We've got a really good step-by-step guide for people finding your sector or career pathways, hidden opportunities, contacting your employer, lots around doing your CV, using social media, writing your cover letter, following up with your application. So we've got these step-by-step guides and these hub pages across all areas of careers. So do take a look in there. Another area, we won't go into employers today because this webinar is really about exploring careers, not about all the resources that we have for employers. Another area which is brilliant, this is down to my colleague Gareth. He has set up this just incredible directory resource of webinars. So we have, I think, over 60 webinars now across all different careers in Hertfordshire. They're as relevant now as they were when some of them were done 2 years ago. I've recently just watched the one in physio, and it was such a good webinar about exploring careers. And each one of these videos you can go through. Oh, Gareth will start talking now, I think. And you can watch it live in our HOP YouTube channel, which is also a really good resource. If I just click across to there. So in our HOP YouTube, we have just a huge directory of videos and bite-sized films, TikToks about all different careers across Hertfordshire, things like going to college at year 11, just a huge amount of resource on our YouTube channel. And I'd say that as well with our social media channels as well. So do follow us on social media. I think that is most areas I wanted to go through. I think I'll just do one more, which is resources for careers leads. I think a lot of questions we get asked is about our labour market information, and we do try to put it all into one place. So we've got one page, well, here, using labour market information, and in here please download freely all the different resources we have. So you can print off resources, we've got videos, all the posters that we have across all of our different sectors, and we've got district posters as well, people looking local to home. So that's something we often get asked, and we also get asked on tools to use within schools, for example, or for employability lessons. And we have a lot of lesson plans that we have, which you can just download and pull off as well. So they're really useful. It's got all these lesson plans about labour market information and growing employment industries, choosing the right career, work experience, further and higher education options, and the Hertfordshire Skills Framework, which is a really good tool for looking at your professional skills. So that is a roundup of HOP. Let me go back to the home page and just have a look to see if there's any questions that have come in. Oh, I can see Philippa's put a bit of a chat. Right, let me just double check. Right, there's no, let me just check. Oh, no, I think we got any questions? I can't always tell. No, I don't think we've got any immediate questions. Let me just double check.
Caroline, hi, it's Philippa. I'm just going to pop in there and say I haven't been able to see any questions on the chat box, but I'd also mention the employer spotlight page, which is a kind of virtual careers fair. There are profiles of all sorts of businesses that people may or may not have heard of before, so it's quite a useful insight into a wide range of employers across the county.
Yes, I forgot it. I forget the employer spotlight. And then, so yes, I'm just running it through now. So yeah, as Philippa mentioned, the employer spotlight is those organisations in our, so we're working quite closely with them. They're giving back. You know, they do a lot in terms of, they have really good early careers programs. They're very good at recruiting for a diverse representation of our Hertfordshire residents. There's a lot of large employers in here, but there's lots of smaller employers as well. And I think just going into some of their profiles gives a career explorer a really good overview of careers in that sector. So just if we keep on the leisure and the hospitality, here's a Hanbury Manor. Just check you all see my screen. Yep, you are. Yeah, so it just tells you a bit about that employer, might have a video, why work with them, gives them an opportunity to sell themselves. should have some of their jobs running through, tells you about their internship programs or their leadership and management programs, their apprenticeship programs there. Their job vacancies should run through a lot of the pages. So also I wanted to show you, which reminds me, if I go back to my account, which I forgot. So if we go back to your account, what is very useful about HOP is that I think as a tool to really do some research around jobs. I know a lot of Indeed does do this as well, but not to the extent across the apprenticeships and courses and jobs. You can see you've really stored a really nice library here of opportunities that you might be interested in. You can go into each one of these opportunities and find out more, and that takes you back, and you can go ahead and apply as well. So that's a really good tool. It should have saved some of my search terms as well. So I just saved the Harry Potter one. So I'll have email alerts come through to me if any Harry Potter jobs or courses come up. So yeah, it's a really useful tool to just gather information on jobs. So yeah, just to bear that in mind. Let me just go back to HOP. And what I'd say is, just to keep updated, is to follow us on social media. We have quite a few platforms doing sort of different jobs. So Facebook, for example, we try to target the job seekers, perhaps parents. Twitter is more employers and schools. We have LinkedIn as well, which is more partners, and we try and put stuff on Instagram, and we've tried TikTok. We've not really got there with TikTok yet, but we do want to look at TikTok. So we have a lot of social media channels, and what we try to do with HOP is not, because we're a very small team, is not to have too much administration behind it. So any of our events or anything like that, we tend to put out on social if they've got a sort of a time frame to them, so we're not on and off HOP all the time taking things up and down. Yeah, so follow us on social media. Then also, sometimes quite hard to find, but we have two really good news alerts. So we have, I'm not sure if Philippa, if you're able to put the links in, but we can send you all an email after to make sure you sign up. We have a really good weekly e-alert. So our weekly careers bulletin, this generally is anyone who's engaged with HOP. We've got over 7,000, 6,500, 7,000 registered people who've done something to do with our careers or our generation events. We have careers fairs that we run, or they've signed up to webinars, or they signed up to HOP. And so we have a really good weekly career alert that goes out to thousands of people and parents, and tells them a little bit of career information. So the one this week was about careers in hospitality and tourism, because it's Hospitality and Tourism Week, and it will just link to maybe open days, and also give an opportunity of the week, one or two opportunities of the week, to give you a really good flavour of the different career opportunities out there, particularly around emerging careers. So that's one, and you can sign up there. And then also we have a monthly newsletter that goes out, which is generally a bit more of an overview about the HOP world, everything we're doing for employers and skills programs. And again, it's not very user friendly because it's all the way at the bottom there. We need to look at the better way to sign up. But we'll ping that out to you, those links to sign up on after this webinar. Another thing, actually, there's a survey at the end of the webinar which I've sent out, which I'll send out. You'll receive a copy, which asks some advice on improvements, what you'd like to see on HOP, which isn't particularly there, any way to improve the functionality of it. So yeah, I think that is it. I think we are done. So thank you very much for your time. We've had a lot of registrations, so it's really good to see. And I think for now that is all. Thank you for your time, and we will catch up with you very soon. Bye.